Hi, this is Ajay from Global English News Channel. How are you all? Okay, I'm making a video after so long, no? Yeah, actually, I do have, lots many opinions and views about different things happening all over the world because I've been to a few countries also, apart from traveling all over India, because I'm from India basically. And the last video was, I suppose, about Taiwan and Chinese, war kind of situation last time around. So this time I want to speak about Sri Lanka. I was in Sri Lanka in 2018. Yeah. For 1 month, but then I extended my visa. Usually, generally, they extend your visa for 2 months, but they extended my visa just for 1 month because of some political pressure from India. Yeah, India is always there in my life because of me being an Indian and me just so being so outspoken. I face lots many challenges from my own, political, criminal, organized mafias and all. Anyway, so I was there for quite some time, and I made some very very good foreigner girlfriends over there in Sri Lanka. No one from Sri Lanka though, but yeah, a few girlfriends from foreign countries like Sweden and other countries, and it was amazing. I traveled also along with them. This present crisis, which is recently shaped up, I suppose this is as everyone know, is due to their dictator president and prime minister who are just like trying to convert country into something like which is different from the world. And when you go for something different, from being too different from the world, it really definitely troubles you somehow, and it can even get you in a situation wherein you are not wanting it to be in that kind of scenario. But when you go for something different, this could really very well happen. So they want it to be completely organic, and which didn't work out, of course, because you cannot be completely organic. I was checking just one very famous journalist of ours video. Sometimes I do catch a video too of his, and he really makes very good videos about international news. He's an Indian, and he makes videos for international scenarios. And I was checking last what he was saying. I was just like try to be short, because lots many things you can cover out there in other medias. But what I'm trying to say here and put my views and opinions and my experience, own experiences in Sri Lanka, I wanted to share those, and then the situation why this arose, and what would happen. So what, like Sri Lanka's dictatorship, he was saying that either it be military dictatorship, which we see in Pakistan, or in or elected dictatorship, as in Sri Lanka. And he named a few countries, but he didn't name India. I'll go ahead and name India also in that. India also has elected, what do you call, what do we this we're talking about elected this person, whosoever is elected as dictator. Yeah. We also have an elected dictatorship government in India. Yeah, of course I'm talking about central government or BJP government. So, and there's no secret among the international community. Everyone knows about it. So, like he didn't say about it. So he himself was trying to stop himself, from saying anything about India. Though he very well know that he was criticizing for those very things, media of Sri Lanka. And I'm no fan of Sri Lanka, but still, and I really criticize lots of many things in Sri Lanka which are wrong. But I just criticize so that that country could be improved and people could be helped. So local ordinary people could be helped. I never go to any country to help their governments and politicians and biggies and celebrities and all. I just go there for the people of that country and to help them, with my ideas, with whatever kind of how I may be able to help them. So that's what's my funda is, to go to any country to help local people, ordinary people, and common people of that country, not the politicians or biggies or celebrities or rich people. No, I'm not there for them. I'm always there for the local, ordinary, cool people of that country, and I become a part of that country. Like if I'm in Sri Lanka, I'm a Sri Lankan. If I'm in Russia, I'm Russian. If I'm in Singapore, I'm a Singaporean. I have been to these countries. I'm living these for now. If I'm in Nepal, oh my God, until date I feel like I'm more of a Nepali than an Indian. Just things like that, because I love people, and they're really someone to be cared about, and to get help in any way. I'll just make another one. So, people of that country, any country, whichever I visit, they are the ones actually, who are sort of, owners of the country, because they are the ones who bring up the government, who elect the government and do everything, and they are the ones for which governments and these all people are selected, because so that they can, serve the nation, serve the people of that nation. Though after getting elected, they do the opposite of it, and they just like treat every normal, ordinary, common person as, their slave, and as if they are their servants. So in actual, everyone knows that those governments and administration and all those, powerful people are elected and selected by people, and they have come as servants to serve those people of that very nation. But that is sadly, forgotten by these politicians and, administrative people, and people like those. Anyway, so like what I was like talking about, I can go on and on that. So I was in Sri Lanka in 2018. I extended my visa for 1 more month, and then like though it was supposed to be extended for 2 months, generally basically they extend without asking 2 months visa instead of giving you 1 month extension. But I have my Indian political criminals and organized mafias, and even people who are in my neighborhood, they have these political organized criminal mafia contacts. So they pressurize any government, or any embassy anywhere in the world, either in India or other countries, to not allow me to stay there for too long. It happened in Moscow also, and Russia also. Yeah, okay, anyway. So like things like that. So what happened was this only. And so like because our country also have this dictators government, the central government, BJP government for sure, and they trouble each everyone, like they trouble even me, and they yesterday, for instance, I went to two five-star hotels in Delhi, okay, and these guys reach over there also. Yeah, these central government, people, their activists and all those people, and even they had the car also mentioned as government of India standing right there after I reached there. After that they came. It's not as if they were sitting earlier only. So they are dictators too. They have been doing all kinds of mischief. They have been controlling all institutions, either it be judicial system, as in like Supreme Court, High Court and other courts, or it be what you call anyhow, by threatening them, or pressurizing them, showing them their power, or whatever means they can use to pressurize those people, those institutions. And like CBI, those investigative agency like Interpol and all, they've been misusing that. ED, like enforcement directorate, which checks your finance, etc., if you have done any fraud or not, and those things, they are being misused against central government's enemies or opposition, or those people who don't agree to what they do, these central government. So they are completely a dictatorship government, our government too. So when these, and India is going the same way, the Sri Lankans have already reached the stage, the state which Sri Lankans have already reached. India is not slowly, with with too much of speed, marching towards the same scenario as in Sri Lanka. And it's started, in a few places in India. Lots many these central governments ministers have been attacked. Big ministers, who would be close to our even PM Modi ji, even they have been attacked, and their house is also burnt and all. This has started happening in India also, especially after Sri Lanka started it. So because Sri Lanka, India, Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, we're not much different. We are just each other's neighbor, and we sort of have kind of same traditions, cultures, and languages and all those things. So, and when I was in Sri Lanka, these Indian mafias used Sri Lankan government, Sri Lankan administration, police, etc. against me too. Yeah, they did. And once I was even attacked in Sri Lanka by their criminals. Yeah, there were 3 4 guys in a car, and I was walking by at night, because in foreign country you just like can go anytime, and it is Colombo. Actually, I was in Colombo, and they attacked me. And since I was a very good fighter since my childhood, so I fought with them. Though I faced really a biggest challenge ever in my life was in Sri Lanka only, because I have had a fight like this in Moscow also. But there I came out out as a a winner against 17 plus people, because I beat them all at one go and won, like still being all alone against those 17 plus guys. And they were like, Salman Khan's double. Everyone was more than Salman Khan's body, double the Salman Khan's body. And my body is always like this, slim and all, but I've been a good fighter since my childhood, as I told you. So those are things that happen. But in Sri Lanka, there was just four, and it was hard for me to handle them. So it happens, and then different scenarios. But they attacked me right on the road. And like I went to police station also, and I've complained also. I have receipt also of that complaint. I can show the international community also if they want to see it. So things like, and I tried, we ran from pillar to post to talk about it and complain about it in various places to the police and all. They took those reports and all, and that's why they just wrote that and all the stuff. They gave me that receipt and all, but nothing concrete happened, because actually these are the things which are done by political circle. Indian politicians, Indian government in tandem with Sri Lankan government, or if I'm in Russia, Russian government, Vladimir Putin sir and all those people. And if you are in Singapore, with Singaporean government, if you're in Thailand, Thailand's government, with Nepal, in Nepal's government. If you're in Indonesia, I was in Indonesia too, then with their government. So the chronology is, so it means that, like, they can harm you anywhere, because they use this political system, and they have contacts with each other, because every country has their embassy in every other country, right? So they have contact with each other. Even Pakistan have that. Okay, I'll just add another one, because my video finishes within 5 minutes, so I have to add another one, and we'll speak more about it. So these embassies which every country has in another countries, those harm you as an ordinary citizen and ordinary person, because they misuse that against anyone against whomsoever they wish. That's the biggest problem in the world. And you would have seen yourself, lost many times, these embassies gets closed by that very government of that country. Why they close it? Because of this very reason, because they are spying on that country, they are doing such kind of mischief along with the government and other people and administration and society and all. You understand that? So these things happen. So because of that, even the governments sometimes close their embassy or others embassy in their country. So this has been happening since years and years. I don't know since when, but like since I recollect things, I've been seeing and noticing these embassies. They're very good actually. If the way the embassies of any country, even Indian embassy, if you see, work anywhere in the world, they're amazing. They're lovely. I love them the most. But the only problem is from the Indian government or your government, whose government is if you're from Indonesia or Singapore, because they are the major culprits of your own country, your own government, and they will trouble you through embassy if they have some political criminal links and other things, other means, because of which they want to trouble you anyhow, somehow, whatever, how, if they've been paid or whatever, or some evil person in your society, in your neighborhood has used and misused them. So these things happen, So, but embassies, I love Indian embassies. They're just lovely people, and I compel them. I'm using this word again, compel them, force them to follow the rules and help me with the work permit over there in that country, and help with other things also. And they delay a lot. They make me run from pillar to post and back and forth to the embassy, whichever embassy I'm in at the point in time, and any country, even in India, if I have to apply for some other country. So these things happen, but I make them work on it usually, mostly, because they have some rules, so they have to follow those rules. They will have to comply with those rules. But Indian government pressures them a lot. Because of that only, they falter sometimes in their duties, and they trouble you a lot, or they are not able to help you out that much as they could, or they delay it. As the major thing these politicians, criminals do is delay things in your life. Once they delay, they think initially they will delay for quite some time, and then it will become for a longer period of time, and then either I'll leave it, or they will forget it, and something will happen, something that will happen, or they will make something happen, done, and I will not even request for those very things which I'm requesting for. You understand? So that's why these dealing tactics by any government or any political, socio-political, bureaucratic, criminal, organized mafia, what works in the world. So this is the basic thing, delaying tactics. Okay, so these things happen, and so what you are seeing in Sri Lanka for now is they were quite like people also. There were some many people who were quite weird also, but they were, I suppose, more than weird. They were quite raw. They were not aware that these things are not right, what they think or what they do or what they see or what they want to do or what they say, because they're quite as I told you. Hold on, I'll just come. So these people, Sri Lankan people are more of, which who could be termed as more of a raw, society, who doesn't know, what to say, what to do, what not to do. They're just, sort of spontaneous kind of thing, whatever comes in their mind, or whatever they want to do at the moment, they just go on their whim. And do it whatever they want to do or say or whatever. So that's kind of a thing I noticed over there. So please don't mind Sri Lankans. I was there in Sri Lanka, but still I'm trying to come to the fact, because no, and that is my duty to bring out the fact in front of you too and the world, so that they are better prepared and they better know what is the fact, what is the truth, behind all this, what is happening in Sri Lanka. Okay, so I suppose, as the leaders also come from the society itself of that country, any country, so they also definitely have certain kind of mindset which relates to the people. That's for sure. Even in India, if you think the central government has come, our PM Modi ji, our central government, our UP Chief Minister, Mr. Yogi, who is sort of a dreaded criminal, does any sort of crime, and I don't know what the hell does he think about himself. He's the CM of our, one of the states, Uttar Pradesh, and so like we have such people, but do you think only these people are like that? Our Prime Minister Modi ji and our Chief Minister Yogi ji, or there are other ministers and other, what you call activists and supporters of that party? No. Even the people, the society who are voting for them are also, many of them are also almost the same as they are. And I'll tell you about some other thing also. I wanted to Delhi government, I work for Delhi government. Delhi government is different from central government. It is like Kejriwal's government, it is Aam Aadmi Party. I asked them a question when they lost elections in Uttar Pradesh recently this year. So they said, why we didn't win. I said, why? Because people are, everyone has done some kind of crime on something in the country, which is which doesn't fall under any law, so it's illegal. So they're afraid if they help Kejriwal's government, Aam Aadmi Party government, to come into power, what will happen? At least a file in almost each home, every home will open up in the entire state. You understand my point now? So if we have people who are either committing crime from their side only, along with some goons or something, or they're misusing these politicians, MLA, MLC, MP, CM, PM, then of course they will vote for them only, for such people only who will save them when they commit crime against other people, which they have been always committing. So people, whosoever is bringing the government of any sort in any country, reflects majority of people of that country. Understand my point? That what kind of people we have in that very country who are bringing kind of a person like Putin, or dictator, or person like this Rajapaksa, whoever he is from Sri Lanka, and even in our country Modi ji. Of course, he's a dictator for sure, and I have no two ways about it. I won't hide it, or I won't stop from saying it. Why won't I? I will, because he doesn't stop his goons and activists from running, from pillar to post against us online as well as offline, and disturb us. Same it is with some of our state governments, like if you take Uddhav Thakra's government, Shiv Sena plus NCP plus Congress, they were doing the same. They were just running after us from pillar to post, and they're still running from Manas. Almost everyone is coming from Mumbai and Pune, and destroying my relationship with friends, girls, other contacts, acquaintances, and all, and destroying my life completely over there online also, and even offline they're stalking me everywhere as they are stalking me online. So it has been going on, and no, what can you do? They think they have the power in, if it is in a state, they don't have power in the entire country, but still they can run the people everywhere because of money and this political power and criminal power. Do you understand my point? So all these are like kind of same people. These politicians, either they be a state government or the central government, they all commit crimes, and the people come and commit crimes for them, in fact, because they would be paid for it, or they work for them. They're activists, they're criminal activists, whatever they are. They're organized mafias, they're goons, things like that. So that government has been brought down also in Maharashtra because of that. So, and Congress earlier used to do almost the same. It was So this Congress used to do the same. Congress was no different than these parties, other state parties, or be this present central government, BJP. So they're no, almost the same. There could be just a bit of difference here or there, but everyone has a basic crime, base. That's the funda. These politicians, these governments, also at least for Indian government, I can say, if not other governments, even other governments are the same. I've been seeing all over the world. I've been noticing their news also, and whatever is coming up from there, it's all the same. The base is crime. So their base is not goodness. Their base is not good. Their base is evil. Understand my point? Their base is evil. Their base is not good. Either it be in India, any other country in Asia, or Europe, or America, UK, or anywhere, isn't it? So we normal people, ordinary people, actually should understand this and not vote for such people. We should not bring such government in power, which will ultimately trouble us only, harass us only, and destroy us only. Understand? So instead of working for us, for our welfare, they will work completely the opposite, in the opposite manner. So we have to take care of it. So this world is actually of normal, ordinary, common people. It's not of any government of any country. The day these powerful people in politics understand, these leaders, these governments worldwide understand, they will be afraid of a person like me, which they already are. I want to let you know, everyone, that they are really afraid. My Indian government is afraid, that it be state government or central government. Other country governments are afraid. Other countries' criminals are afraid. Indian criminals are afraid of me because of this very reason, that I speak truth in front of them, face to face, online, offline, wherever they meet me. They come with load of power. Oh, we have this and that. I said, okay, this and that and that. Just like that, If you know the protocol, if you know the rules, if you know law, okay, you can tackle any power, because real power lies with us common people, not with these governments. These governments have certain kind of what you call period of working, or in being in power. 1 year, 2 year, 2.5 years, like the present government, this Maharashtra government fell down in 2.5 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years at the most. Okay, then they will have to fall down, then the government will come. So they are not power actually. If real power is there, if there is any real power, that is normal ordinary people, and yes, of course, bureaucrats and diplomats are always there, either it be in PMO or in any other administration or police or etc. They're always there. So system will always remain the same, and system is corrupt and criminal in every country, especially in India. So and in Sri Lanka also. So we have to make them a bit weaker. We have made them strongest. We don't even want to keep them stronger. Forget about being the strongest. We want to make not only weaker, but we want to make them weakest. They must be weakest. If they start committing crime against their own people, against their own country, or whatever they're doing against international community also, which is not acceptable, based on anything, religion, caste, or whatever, they must be brought down from power. And even if international, we have so many international organizations like like NATO and UN and Human Rights Watch, and lots many others. I would be on remembering for now. So they do control, they do speak up, when someone does wrong, even if it's India, Pakistan, China, or other countries, don't they? They do. So they should have a hold here that if any country, including India and Sri Lanka and Pakistan and China, whichever countries there in the world, if they, don't comply with the international standards of whatever they do, they will be removed. Either they will have to voluntarily step down, or they will be forced to do so by first from their country itself. But if the country becomes weaker in front of them because they become too powerful, then it could be done through international means also. And of course, as we very well know, sometimes people here like just think, okay, this local court, then high court, then supreme court, that's it. No, I think beyond that, I even go to international court of justice, ICJ. And lots many cases have gone earlier also to ICJ, Indian cases also, other cases also. So we have to think like that, and we have to make them more stronger. And although I don't know, how much their scope is till date, but still I think ICJ must become a bit more strong, and likewise UN and Human Rights Watch, and like what you call others, and NATO and all must become more strong than what they are for now. Because maybe sometimes because of political pressure and international pressure, they just like think, okay, it's going on over there, okay, let's leave. But at a certain point in time, it becomes really tough to forget or ignore anything, and move on. So certain things are there, like you have done in the past also against some countries, when they went overboard in troubling their own people and causing harm to the people of their own country as well as the world, maybe later on. So this has to be done. So we definitely, I suppose, either we need to have one more big organization, like for instance these what you call Arab countries are going to have 22 plus sort of nations they have in Arab countries. They are trying to have what you call a NATO of their own. Yeah, a NATO of their own. Yeah, I just checked a while back on Beyond, an Indian news channel, an English news channel, which is international. It's an amazing channel. Trupalki Upadhyay, my favorite journalist from India. So like she told that like now they are trying to form their own NATO, and it will really change the scenario as per her too, and I also think so. So these kind of things are really welcome. I really welcome Arab countries to have their own NATO. This is required, and things like this shouldn't happen. Like Russia is attacking Ukraine just because Ukraine wanted to join NATO, which is shameful. It is really a shame on Russia if they do so, and they've been doing so since last 5 months or so. They've been attacking Ukraine, raising a full-fledged war, which is really not acceptable. So everyone used to have their NATO now, and Arab countries will have their NATO too. That would be good too. And now on that note, I suppose there could be some other NATOs also as well. Uh, Among friendly countries like India have had some BRICS and some kind of other organization, wherein some countries are there, India, America, Australia and all, Japan and all. Likewise, they can form their own NATO too. We also have an option to form a NATO of our own with our friendly countries. And surprisingly, with Arab, Israel has also come up, thankfully. So Israel is also, as you know, very strong warriors in the world. So they have also joined them. So likewise, every country may be, can form their own NATO by joining the friendly countries. India has have lost many friendly countries all over the world, so they can also join NATO. The only thing I'm afraid of is they don't misuse it, because these politicians, these governments, they misuse them a lot. They misuse these organizations and these strong what do you call what departments or whatever you call them. They misuse them a lot, like anything. So that should be also under control and should be under watch. Maybe they would have to form a separate department for that to keep a watch on them, like Human Rights Watch kind of thing. Yeah. So things like that. For now, I would like to maybe stop, because I would keep on and on and going on and on and on. But yeah, Sri Lanka scenario is really bad. India's trying to help them though, I've heard. So it's good that India's trying to help them. And I will just say to Sri Lanka, cool down a bit. Don't attack the presidential palace. He's not there anymore. He's staying somewhere in the sea. I got to see. Yeah, till the situation improves, he won't return from the sea. So don't attack those places. Okay, swimming in the presidential pool is fine, but don't attack things or break things, which you did a bit over there, I heard. And it's your country after all. And get the new PM or president and president, and then try to improve your situation. India is helping, other countries would also help, I'm quite sure. So that's it for now. Sri Lanka, we are really worried about you. I've been to Sri Lanka. I've had a lot of fun in Sri Lanka. I just enjoyed Sri Lanka. It was amazing. Hopefully, your travelers come back to your country soon and you enjoy the same, kind of lavish life you were living earlier, luxurious life. I wish you all the best, Sri Lanka. Love you all. Please take care of yourself and don't harm each other and don't destroy each other's property. You have to build your nation again because it's going through real bad crisis. Okay. Namaste. Dhanyavad.